Hello friends, and welcome to my channel, Delicious Reads, and welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here for a minute. I also have not been here for a minute. A lot of different things have happened in my life, and I just haven't been able to sit down and make a video. We're going to do that today. We're going to do a lot of book talk. We're going to talk about books. We're going to talk about all of the books I've read since May, ratings of the books I've read, what I liked, what I didn't like, talk about my book journal. I'll show you my book journal and the updates that have been made in that. We'll talk about my current reads or what I'm currently reading, and then we will do a little book haul. I have bought books, and I have to mention that my little book haul, it's over a course of a couple months. It's not just like in the past day or two, or like I went shopping and bought them all at once. It's been like accumulative of the past couple months. So grab a drink. I know the straw is really long. It's for a big cup, like a Stanley sized cup, but I didn't have my shorter straws are all dirty, so ignore that if you see that throughout. But grab a drink and we will get going. Link my Goodreads below if you want to follow me on Goodreads. So we're going to start with the books we've read. The first book we're going to do is Scalebound by Logan Percy. This book is like a Tangled mixed with Fourth Wing without the spice type of story. It's really good. It has dragons and it's like Rapunzel-esque, which I really liked. I loved the two main characters, and I did enjoy the whole story arc and stuff. I felt like there was some information that was given that didn't really need to be given, and then there was some like scenes or information that I would rather have had that was not given. So I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend reading it if you want like a good YA fantasy romance story. I think another reason why I didn't give it as many stars is because it goes dual point POV, so it goes back and forth between the male main character and the female main character, and towards the end I understand why it was done, so it's like no thing to the author at all, but I understand why it was done. But I wanted more POV from the male main character, but towards the end it kind of just stayed with the female main character, which I totally get because it was more better from her POV than his POV, but I wanted some like from his point of view towards the end. I enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 stars for me. It was very good. We have the next book. I'm pretty sure it's this book that I finished next. I'm trying to do them in order of when I finished them. Yes. So this one I started in May but finished in June, this is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This was actually my book club's book for May. I didn't go because I hadn't finished, and I think there was something that came up that made it so I couldn't go, but I can't remember. The God of the Woods. The story about where there's family that owns a camp, and every year there's a camp that goes there, like a summer camp that goes there, and one year in the past, I think it's like I don't remember, but their son, the owners of the camp's son, goes missing, and then now it's like in the couple years later, now their daughter goes missing, and so it's like the story of that and like figuring out what happened to both of them. It was really good. I loved all the characters. I ended up rating it 3 out of 5 stars because I really enjoyed the writing of it. Like the actual writing of it was beautifully written, but I didn't felt like I got like to like here, this being the front of the book, and it was like it took forever to get to like it like took forever to get way through the book, and then once it started like picking up, it like didn't really like fully pick up. I did call what ended up happening. I feel like this author foreshadowed things really well, so I think a lot of people could have guessed. I really felt really bad for the one character. I feel like, I don't know, I think another thing too was, I think this was the book of the year for book of the month last year, I think. I've heard like so many people love it, so I feel like maybe the hype of it made it so when I went into it I was expecting more, and so it ended up not being as good as I wanted it to be. Why it didn't get a higher rating for me, but I did enjoy it and it's a good read. I would recommend it. But I do love the cover of it. It's very pretty. Next books I borrowed from my sister and given back, and then I've lent out to my mom because she wanted to read it. These next 2 books I don't actually have the physical copy of, so I'll just put up on the screen. Cinder, which is part of the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. This one is like a dystopian retelling of Cinderella. It was really good. I just have to say, I'm like a sucker for like Disney story retellings or like fairy tale retellings, and then I'm also a sucker for dystopian things like The Hunger Games or Matched or Divergent. And so this kind of like meshed fairy tale stories with a dystopian type of thing feel to it. It was really good. I ended up giving it 5 stars and immediately went and bought the next one. I haven't read the next one yet because my sister wanted me to read another book. Cinder, I ended up giving it 5 stars. I loved it. I really enjoyed the whole story. It took me a second to get into it, but I think that was just because it kind of had to build the world a little bit, which it didn't like go full out into world building, but like just kind of setting up, like knowing the character and how she fits into the world and stuff. The setup of it was a little slow for like the first couple chapters, but then once after that, it like started going really quickly. It was really good. I really liked the story. I liked the main character and it was very enjoyable, and I can't wait to start the next one. I ended up reading another book for my sister, but like it was really good. I just really enjoyed it. It like meshed so well my 2 favorite type of storylines, and so it was really good. I loved Cinder. She was great. I just really enjoyed it. It was good. 5 stars for me. Go read it. The next one is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. So I've seen this book around, but like my book club, a lot of people who've read it didn't really enjoy it as much as like other people have enjoyed it. And so I've never wanted to read it, or haven't ever had like the hype to read it. And then my sister read it and she was like, oh my gosh, this was crazy. Like, you need to read it. So I borrowed her book. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I enjoyed it for the writing of it. Like the way it was written was really well. Like the way the characters were developed and written was well done in my opinion. Just like the one guy, he's a writer, and the way he was written was like, I feel like that's how a writer would think when they are thinking about stuff and talking about things in their mind. So I was like, that was really good. And then the girl main character was good as well. Like you could tell just by the way the characters' POVs were written, like just from not even like the way they were speaking, like the way they spoke was just like you could tell, like even if you didn't know it had switched characters, you would be able to tell that it switched characters, POVs, if that makes sense. I did not understand why the person who was picked to do the deed was the one who did the deed. I got it because I figured it out probably about 75% of the way through. I figured out who it probably was, and I didn't want it to be. So I kept reading because I was like, I don't want it to be that person. It happened to be that person. And I was like, okay, I see why you picked that person, but I feel like there could have been another person that would have been better. Those are all the books I've read, which is only 4 books. I thought it was more than that for some reason. Let's do my current reads now. My current reads are right here. The first one is Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce. I got this a while ago because my husband plays Dungeons and Dragons and I like musical theater, even though I don't do it myself. I love watching it though. So I got it because of that. And so I'm reading it. I'm about 80 pages in and so far enjoying it a lot. The next one, that I like have started, but because I think of the way the first one ended, I'm having a little trouble with this because of the way it ended. But now it's The Perfect Divorce by Genevieve Rose. I'm kind of like, I don't know, I think because the way the last one ended, I am having trouble getting this one going. Then we'll go over my reading journal, the updates I've made to it. But this was Maze. I think I showed you Maze. But that was Maze, and then I ended up didn't finish anything. And then this is Jones. Little popsicles and stuff, and then I still need to write the things out of how I feel about the books. But it has The God of the Woods and Cinder, and then it also has The Perfect Marriage, which I kind of tried to do like little blood driplets, and I think it turned out really weird. For my July, I'm really proud of this. I think it looks really cute. A little beach theme. So let us do my little book haul, which is all these books right here, and not in any particular order at all. The first one is Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. We have Persuasion by Jane Austen. Alas de Sangre, which is just Fourth Wing in Spanish, by Rebecca Yarros. Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, which is the next book after Cinder. One Gold and Silver by Carly Fortune. I got Ali Hazelwood's new book, Problematic Summer Romance, which I still need to take the stickers off the last two. That is everything. That is all of the books, all the bookish things I wanted to talk about. That is all that I have for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe below. And I will see you guys in the next one. That will hopefully be sooner than from the previous video to this one. But anyways, see you guys later. Bye!